Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen, the short interest has exploded higher than any of your expectations. Holy smokers. This is crazy. 28.8% short interest off free float. Almost 29%. And I think this validates everything that I've been saying in each and every single one of these videos. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you are buckled up because we are loading up the rocket ship still. There's a lot of fuel being loaded in this ship, baby. We are off to the moon. Let's go. So first things first, let's just dive into it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I don't even care about that. Don't do that. I don't care. Let's get into this information. This is more pressing. 28.8% short interest off free float. This is exchange reported. This is legal reported short interest. Huh. Ain't that a bitch? So this whole time, as we expected, shorts have been doubling down on these short positions. They're fucked. They're just completely screwed. You want to know why? Because this isn't going to end how they would like it to end. Everyone is so negative. A record level of pessimism on AMC stock. And it's just not going to unfold that way. Let me just be honest with you. The markets, they're forward looking. Okay? This is something that analysts and hedge funds and institutions don't understand. The psychology of markets. Markets are forward looking. We've known about this negative catalyst for a long time. That's why AMC stock has fallen for a long time now. And really has not done anything. Once the judge makes her decision, AMC stock is going to rocket higher. Couple reasons for that. Well, one, the bearish catalyst is over at that point. The fear should be subsiding at that point. We know what to expect at that point. We know we're going to get dilution. But we also know we're going to get billions of dollars of capital being raised. And I know some people have a hard time, thinking about this and, figuring this out. That billions of capital is more bullish than dilution when you're at AMC's stage where they have some money in the bank, but they desperately need to raise capital. Well, at that point, there is no short thesis left. Let's say AMC dilutes shareholders roughly 100%. Raises the float double afterwards. And let's say AMC raises about $4 billion in capital. Well, that's the total market cap of AMC itself. So the book value of AMC, would look very attractive at that point, especially if AMC can get back to a kind of free cash flow position, or at least not losing money. Free cash flow positive. You don't think that's going to have a positive effect on AMC? You don't think that's going to be bullish? That's crazy to me, right? And believe it or not, buying pressure, whether it comes from shorts covering on short positions, which I expect it will, or FOMO from retail investors buying AMC, that can offset any pain from dilution. So imagine it like this. If you got 100% dilution, if you've seen FOMO and shorts covering and things of that nature, you could easily eat up that 100% dilution. And that's what we have seen in the past. That's why dilution has actually been very bullish in history for AMC. And this time around will be absolutely no different, at least in my personal opinion. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. Anything can happen with this stock. But based off the numbers we're seeing, once this bearish catalyst is over with, shorts are going to get out of short positions. They're going to need to. It's not going to be a want. It's going to be a literal need. They are drowning in these short positions. Well, I should really say the cost to borrow fees. Now, AMC stock is up 1.25% on the day, which definitely doesn't help the shorts out all too much. Now, again, the situation is very negative. People continue to buy these hedge funds institutions. Not only are they short almost 29% of the float, they're also massively short in options. You have seen 20 orders today totaling about $19.35 million with a positive order value of 0%. This is the story over and over again, guys. You can't be this bearish heading into an event that is actually bullish for the business, right? That logic doesn't make sense to me. And we will soon see why it doesn't make sense, because AMC stock will rally upon the actual capital raise. Now, if we take a look at the cost to borrow fees as well, which I really don't expect to go down all too much, they're sky high. Cost to borrow average 1,010%. Cost to borrow max 1,060%. Cost to borrow minimum 871%. Interactive Brokers has about 500,000 shares currently available with cost to borrow fees of around 800%. Hasn't really moved around all too much. AMC still on the threshold securities list with an estimated 28.01% short interest of free float. 144.63 million shares that are currently sold short. This is huge. This is massive. This is the highest short interest that you have literally ever seen for AMC stock in recent times since we've been talking about a potential MOS. Well, look here. Days to cover is hitting 10. In the last 3 months, days to cover is up 103%. The dollar amount currently sold short in AMC stock, $635.9 million. This is up from $492.5 million yesterday, essentially. Since this exchange reported short interest came out, we get a better understanding of how many dollars are actually sold short. And it is massive. Okay. Now, with all of this negativity, with all of these bearish things going on right now, and what we've talked about, that puts a lot of people off sides here. That puts a lot of people on the wrong side of things. AMC stock is up 1.59% today. I think it's no surprise that we've kind of bottomed out recently as we're waiting for the court's decision. You've seen more green days than red days, just to make it simple. And even the price crosses the moving average. And this moving average, I believe, is the 20-day simple moving average. Boom. Broke it. And look. And definitely broke the 8-day moving average. This has been a solid level of support recently. So you're probably headed close to that 50-day moving average pretty soon. Now, I don't know when the courts are going to ultimately make a ruling on this decision to let the reverse split go through and let the dilution go through. I don't know if that's going to happen this week or next week, but I know it will happen sometime soon, as you guys already know as well. Now, when that happens, it's bullish. Don't be confused, guys. Even if the stock does go down a little bit, the capital raise is so bullish, it overweighs any of the potential dilution. I mean, 25% dilution post-reverse split, it's going to give you around $1 billion. You have seen dilution far worse than that for a far less dollar amount. Don't be fooled. Now, what we're seeing today as far as the broad markets, it says St. Louis Fed President Bullard says he's stepping down in August. He was one of the most bearish Fed members throughout the last year or two now. So that's not, a necessarily, positive thing. I guess it just depends. Usually Fed members stepping down, there's usually a reason for it. Bullard this time around is stepping down to go essentially teach at Purdue University, become the dean of Purdue University. So maybe the markets do like it because, hey, the most bearish, hawkish member of the Fed is leaving. Well, we'll see over the next coming days, but the markets did kind of rally initially off of that. Now, look at this. Actors Union will join writers on strike, shutting down Hollywood. The Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists Union, is going on strike. The failed negotiations of the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers means films and television productions will immediately halt, essentially shutting down Hollywood. They will join up with more than 11,000 already striking film and television writers. So I mean, that's not necessarily a good thing for AMC. We've heard what Adam Aaron has said about this before. It doesn't matter unless the strike lasts a long time, and it doesn't look like we're getting too much progress on this. So watch to see if that is something that does start to negatively kind of impact AMC stock. I doubt it will, but we'll see. What ultimately does happen. Now, if we take a look at AMC more specifically with the Stonko Tracker data, we do have for this week calls in the money of 4,700, calls out the money of 186,000, puts in the money of 130,000, and puts out the money at 134,000. So you are getting more call activity out the money than puts out the money, but you definitely have a lot more puts in the money this week than you see calls in the money. 130,000 puts in the money compared to 4,700 calls that are in the money. If AMC does have a strong day tomorrow, that could definitely, create some calls, hopefully going into the money, puts going out of the money, and that could be bullish. AMC stock at the time of recording this video is up 1.70%. So, any green day from here, the shorts are going to be losing a lot of money, right? Especially when the short interest is 29%. And that is something that I think ultimately is bad news for them, right? Especially as we do get closer to portfolio rebalancing, you're going to see money flowing out of your big tech names, as we have seen recently to some degree. Stocks have kind of recovered from that initial announcement, but I don't think that is over. I don't think the selling of big tech is over, and that could put more pressure on financial institutions, and that could mean less capital to potentially remain in some of these short positions, guys. When things go sideways for these hedge funds, they are going to go sideways very, very quickly, and it's going to be a really bad situation for them when it does. Now, June wholesale prices rise less than expected in another encouraging inflation report. Wholesale prices for PPI month over month came in at 0.1%. Economists surveyed by Dow Jones were expecting an increase of 0.2%. The PPI climbed 0.1% when excluding food and energy and trade services, which was in line with expectations. So, positive. Another positive. Now, crypto is absolutely going insane, and that's another situation that is affecting our markets as well. XRP and Ripple up 70% here on the day. Bitcoin, Ether get a boost of 3 to 7%. That's also having a bullish effect on our markets, and that is also something that is kind of helping AMC as well as a lot of other stocks. But really, this is all noise. Seriously, if you hear people talking about this in regards to AMC, it's all noise. The only thing that matters is going to be the court date. When do you guys think the court date is actually going to happen, and this resolution and the ultimate reverse split? When do you think the judge is going to make her ruling? And how are you trading this, and how are you positioning for this with this new information that we have talked about here in this video? So that is going to do it for this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.